Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor, and or felony punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself in this. You have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If for whatever reason during any point in this proceeding you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the gum from your mouth.
Mr. Msur is back, and he's about to learn exactly why having legal representation is so important. If this is your first time watching my channel, this video is part 2 of one we posted a little while ago, and Daniel MCU is an absolute idiot. He flat out refuses to answer Judge Simpson's questions and comes across as a smug, know-it-all jerk who genuinely believes he's above everyone else. As you can already tell, this was a rough beginning for Mr. Mio, and honestly, it's strange even saying that name because it's just a weird name. It was a terrible start for Mr. Mio. I mean, he was literally chewing gum in a courtroom while having no legal representation. You need a lawyer, guys. Seriously, please do not do what Mr. Mio is doing here. But enough of my talking, let's go ahead and dive right in to see what Mio and Judge Simpson get into today.
And
Thank you.
so I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or a prelim.
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
Preliminary examination, yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals of the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently dismissed without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all of the discovery. That is the concern of the court. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping that we can sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is something the defendant's prepared to move forward, and if he ever has filed a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Gu, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against me.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying. because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. As it regards the motion, we will hear the motion or the motion will be heard on date of exam.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Deal with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We can try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025, 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And continue.
This guy is a perfect example of why you absolutely need legal representation, and on top of that, he's incredibly smug and seems to think he can somehow outsmart the judge, which I honestly don't understand why he thought was a good idea. If anyone has a theory about why this guy is so irrational or unhinged, let me know in the comments, but to me, he really comes off like a sovereign citizen. I've covered several sovereign citizens on my channel, and they all tend to have that same smug, over-the-top, almost authoritarian tone toward the judge, acting like they're superior, which is just pure insanity to me. I mean, this guy is involved in a case for assaulting a police officer, and on top of that, he lost custody of his child because of it, and you don't just lose custody randomly, that's a very serious situation that should not be taken lightly. Yet he's acting like this is just another casual day, strolling into court like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, when it's obvious he desperately needs a lawyer. Instead, he's doing everything possible to make the judge absolutely hate him, and honestly, I think everyone watching can't stand Mayor either. This just proves, yet again, that you really need legal representation, because I've never seen anything good come from people representing themselves. It always seems like they're only hurting their own case in the end. And on top of all that, the fact that this guy lost his kid just makes no sense to me. He either seems mentally unstable or just completely irrational, and I honestly don't know how he ever managed to take care of a child because he comes across as incredibly immature. But yeah, that's going to wrap up my take for this clip. I'll be posting the next court hearing in January when it comes out, and I think that one is going to be very entertaining, and I can't wait to watch it. This was another clip featuring Mayor, and if you guys enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. It helps me out a ton. That's going to wrap up my breakdown. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care.